Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they laying up, hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrasslin where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Wrasslin with them Wrasslin Boyz. I'm the POT alongside my tag team partner Big E, and we're here to bring you another episode of Marietta Football Legends.
That's
Going
right.
on,
That's
bro?
right, brother. Hey, it's another one. It's definitely welcome to Wrasslin, but it's Marietta Football Legends today. And when I say we got a big one, we got a big one.
Absolutely.
Former All-American, All-Region, discus and shot put state champion, region champion. And yeah, man, Tony Rosser, number 55. What's up, bro?
Hey, how y'all
Be
doing?
rude.
How y'all doing tonight?
What's
Hey,
up,
man,
Be
loving
rude?
life, loving life. Hey, it's Marietta Football Legends, and bro, trust me when I tell you, you're a Marietta Football legend. It's a pleasure to have you on here.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Go on, man, and tell the world who you are, what part of Marietta you grew up in, what part you came up, and then we'll jump right into the football.
Okay, my name is Tony Rosser. I grew up in Louisville. I grew up on Roosevelt Circle. I also stayed in Clay Homes a little bit and just different places in Marietta. We moved around quite a bit as a youth.
Yeah,
Also, so life has always been life, but in the special part, in the spectrum of it, is that I've always had a real faith because my mama put faith in me because she made me go to church. Even when I didn't like church, I think I went to church 5 days a week back when I was younger. I was like, Mom, why we go to church every day? What is the point of us going to church every day? And she was saying, one day you'll see why I put you in church every day. One day you'll understand who you're supposed to be. And I couldn't figure it out. All I thought I was supposed to be was I make the joke of saying this. I said, either I'm gonna be a professional football player, I'm gonna be a gangster, or I'm gonna be a general in the army. So it, it,
that's that's a hell of a breakdown on which three you was gonna be.
Right.
never tried the army. Tried a little bit about the streets. It didn't work for me because I was too nice of a guy. I cared too much about people and their feelings, uh, how you handle them, and the way they should be treated, no matter who they were or what they were. I think everybody's supposed to be treated with a type of respect
Right.
that you would give yourself.
That,
So
that right there be the wrong business to be in when you got a conscience and a heart and a head on your shoulders. So yeah, I can feel you on that.
It definitely is. So that didn't quite work out because of that.
Yeah.
Also, football was my passion. I told my mom when I think I was 5 years old, I used to watch Walter Payton on the football TV on Sundays in between church. And I said, Mama, I'm going to be just like him one day. I'm going to buy you the biggest house in the world. I'm going to buy you all these cars, all these dresses. When you go to church, everybody going to be like, look at Miss Ross. She's awesome. So I think that was one of the things that drove me
Mhm.
to who I was because it was a promise that I made her, and it affected me when I did achieve my promise. Because it ain't nothing like mama.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah.
what you do, where you go, that's really your first love in life.
Mhm.
Most
Absolutely.
their mother.
Yeah.
So you want to achieve everything you can achieve for mama.
Yeah.
But that's basically who I am. Uh, Somewhat a big gentle giant that can be rude, that is very spiritual and not more religious, but have a passion for God's word and to teach it and to help others just be better people.
Absolutely. That's what's up, man. That's good to hear. Um, yeah, it makes the football stuff look small when you start talking like that. But let's jump into it. Did you play pound ball with did you play at Marietta Junior High? Because it was junior high when we was there.
I never
Right.
played handball. I
Mhm.
played for Campbell, and we came and we won the championship, and I beat I dogged Marietta. So I told him a new whooping.
Yeah.
I told him a new bottom, and then the next year I transferred to Marietta.
Okay.
So, even going to Marietta Junior High back then, it was me and Big Queen Ross.
Okay.
Pretty sure you know him.
Big
Yeah,
Quinn.
absolutely. Son of Big
Big
Quinn.
Quinn Ross.
Yeah.
We were like the tag team duos,
Yeah.
uh, but
Elizabeth
Yeah,
finest.
y'all look
Yeah.
dangerous.
we were sitting up in the stands, and of course, Mr. Hunter, I call him Fat Albert.
Pokey.
You know how he is. He ain't gonna let nothing go. So we were sitting up in the stands. He was like, "Dang, y'all are big. Why y'all not out there playing?" He's like, "Cause we don't want to." Like, um, it's something else. It ain't no you don't want to. And he's like, it looked like y'all can just can't y'all play. I think Quinn had played the year before, seventh grade, and Quinn had flunked out. So
Mhm.
Okay.
they brought it to my attention that they had a program to where they helped outreach kids
Mhm.
so their grades were well. And that point in time, Quinn got somebody immediately. And I didn't even realize Quinn had somebody because, I was lifing back
Yeah.
then. So it didn't even matter. And then one day I get a call to Mr. Baker's office, which is the principal. I don't know if he was there when y'all were there, but Mr. Baker, I go to his office and I'm sitting there. And now before I walk in, I'm like, I ain't even do nothing this time. Why
Right.
is Baker
Right.
calling me? Normally, I be done did something because I was quite the character in junior high.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when I got called to the office, it was for a good reason. So this time, I go to the office and a lady is sitting in there, and it's Nancy Hunter, and she says, "I want to help you." And I was like, "Huh? Help me do what?" She's like, "Oh, they said we need a tutor, so you can play sports." And I was like, "Huh?" I was still at home because I've
Right.
had about all the conversation with Mr. Hunter. He writing names down and the whole process of it. So she sat in the office and she was a little intimidated when I walked in because of my stature back then. I think I still was 6'4", but I was like maybe 215 pounds
Mhm.
in the eighth grade.
Yeah. That's a load in eighth grade now.
Huh?
That's a load in eighth grade. 6'4".
So at that time, he says, "Well, God told me to help you. Do you want my help?" And I looked. I, she said the right thing when she said
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
because
Right.
of how I grew up in faith and the understanding of what faith was. So when she said God said I should help you, so immediately she said I got to get permission from your mom.
Yeah.
So they talked, and I think my mom at first was uh, not really willing because she didn't understand and she didn't know. and my sister told her,
A little hesitant. Yeah.
she told her, no, just let it play out, see what happens. So I think she tutored me for about 4 or 5 weeks. I went from a couple F to all A's. So the
Mm.
process was I didn't really know how to study.
Yeah.
So she
Right.
taught me how to actually study and retain the information how I should retain it. And once that started, that was the beginning of a whole change uh, in the university
Mhm.
as far as that would go. The next up year was ninth grade. And I got to ninth grade, and Miss Walker, she calls me into the office, and she's like, hey, I look, this is your folder. And it was about this thing. And she said, if I have any problems out of you, I'm telling you, I'm kicking you out of Marietta High. And
Mm.
I'm like, why would you even tell me?
Damn.
You ain't gonna have no problems out of me. I'm good. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm just going by your file. And I was like, well, Miss Walker, I'm not even worried about that. You ain't gonna see me unless you see me on the football field.
Hey.
So it went on ninth grade. Ninth grade was pretty fun. I didn't like it as much
Okay.
as I should have because I felt like I should have played a little running back, a little tight end. I tried for both, but me and Quinn both played defensive end and defensive tackles.
Yeah.
It's called Twin Towers. I forgot what Coach Day called us. What's the Wrasslin Warrior?
The
Uh,
what?
the Twin Towers from
Yeah.
Wrestling. Think of their name. The Road Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's what Coach
The
Day called.
roll.
Put it on me and Quinn. He's like, y'all the Road Warriors. You get on this side, you get on this side, nothing comes through here.
Right.
And we kind of practiced because it was pretty cool. Like,
Mhm.
you understood who the Road Warrior was. They were some bad guys in wrestling back then.
Yeah.
So it was,
Absolutely.
and me and Quinn probably should have played varsity as freshmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head of our class, we had the actual weight. I think by the time I got to high school, I was like 235, 240, but the same height, 6'4". And both of us could flat out run. I remember trying out
Right.
for back, and I was pissed off because Jason Finley, he was a linebacker, but they needed a fullback also. So it was me and him trying out for it. So he rushed about 15 times for 10 yards. I rushed about 4 times for 30 yards, but they told me I wasn't worthy of being a running back. I was like, that don't even make sense. Nobody couldn't even tackle me. What's the problem?
Well, they weren't trying
Right.
to, especially in the ninth grade. Wasn't nobody trying to get a hold of that low.
Man.
So 10th grade, well, ninth grade, I got kicked off the team.
Okay.
And the reason why I got kicked off because they said, "Hey, if we're gonna win some games, we need you and Quinn to play offensive line." And I
Oh,
said,
the
I
hell
can
with
relate.
that.
"Yeah,
I can relate to
I
that.
agreed to it, and I agreed to it on the terms." They said, "You only got to play through halftime, and after halftime, you don't got to play it anymore."
Right.
I think we were at
That's what you thought.
we was at Walton High School, and halftime came, and they was like, "Hey, you got to go back in that offense." I said, "That is not what we agreed on, and I'm not
That
going
wasn't in the
back."
contract.
So, so they was like, "Yes, you are." So I took off my pads and sat on the sideline.
Oh, shit.
So,
Who was your coaches that year, Tony?
Coach Willer and Coach Day.
Coach Wheeler?
Yeah,
So,
Coach Day, he left. I think he left right
Yeah.
before we got there.
Yeah. We didn't get Coach Day.
he stopped coaching, but he was still the social study teacher down there in the dungeon.
Right.
When I took off them pads,
I
and
bet they was.
I didn't know what to say. So I'm sitting on the sideline. Nancy Hunter comes and she's like, "Why is he not in the game? What is going on?" And David, like, he just took off the pads. He told him he wasn't gonna play no more. And Coach Wood was in the stands watching us. So I was like, when we got home, I was like, I don't care. I ain't playing that crap no more for them. They ain't even good coaches. So then I think that night, David made me go apologize to both of them and apologize to Coach Wood for embarrassing him out on the field. And he said, "You don't got to play offensive line no more. You're only a defensive lineman. So that's what you're going to be." And after that, I kind of finished the season and played basketball and did track and field up until my 10th grade year. And I think Chris Poston was the starting tackle.
The postman.
The postman.
Tackle over me. And I think we were in spring practice and Mel, I don't know what I did. I think I swim technique or something. And I ran past Mel. I flew past him because I didn't see the ball. And
Right.
he was going upfield, and I turned around and ran and smashed him, and the ball popped out. And I think that's what gave me the starting position.
So you earned the starting position in ninth grade just in spring.
Yes.
So okay. So when y'all went in, so when you went in your sophomore year, you was number 1 on depth chart then.
Yes. We were talking about the cast of characters. We were talking about the defense front, which was me, Robert Butler, Chan Barkins, and Ryan Lingo, and Kim West outside linebackers, and Josh Swales, and the two linebackers, the middle linebackers, was Sean Stanton and Eric Chisholm. So that front right there one of the best fronts I ever played with, because if we didn't get them in the front four, they wasn't going anywhere by the back four. So,
that defensive front, that front seven looked dangerous. I mean, I
believe that front seven, I believe everybody should have went Division One. It should have been a hands down that everybody should have went Division One, because everybody that played in that front seven was Division One caliber players. And it was the reason why they shouldn't have went Division One and put us on the map more as a high school.
Right.
Okay. So what was y'all record that year? Tell me. Well, first of all, who was your D-line coach? Your 10th grade year.
James Richard, Coach Friday.
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah. So
I remember he used to give out these big red strawberry drinks.
Yeah.
I in probably out of the 12 games we played, I can say I at least got 7 or 8 of those drinks.
Okay.
I think my 10th grade year, I think I had 90 tackles, like maybe 25 or 26 for a loss, and like 3 or 4 sacks.
As a defensive tackle.
As a defensive tackle, I was very active. Because I was 6'5", I was 265 pounds, and I ran a 4.6 40.
Right.
Dang. Yeah, that's a freak athlete.
Jesus Christ. Well, your 10th grade year, that was actually our 7th grade year. So that was my first year coming to the games.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we actually watching up from the stands. And, as we all sit here right now, we all play D-line. We all, our position coach was Friday. So that's why I say, the D-line, we had everybody can sit here and give you a Coach Friday story, but we got to be with him every day. And we got to be with him at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So You know what I'm saying? We talk about our favorite coaches on this show, but you know, Friday holds that number one spot. And you know, it's forever and always we'll remember him. But yeah, man, that was our first year. That was my first year coming to the games. And you know, when you wore your little blue and gold jersey from you know, you was the Eagles, Marietta Junior High, you sitting in the stands, and man, it's like I'm looking at who played my position. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you hear on thing. Tony Ross 55, Tony Ross 55. So we couldn't wait to be out there doing what you were doing, and because you know, even though you know Larry wasn't a fat guy yet, he was still playing fullback and linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fat
Damn
yet.
Skippy.
Hey, he still had offensive dreams that didn't have nothing to do with putting his hand down in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
34 belly. 34 belly.
That'd be
But
funny.
I played D line, so that's all I looked at. So you were the first thing I saw in Marietta High School. You know, as far as what I remember about going to the games for the first time. You know,
Yeah, Friday nights was pretty special because everybody had a routine.
Right.
From getting out of school to meeting in the cafeteria to eating a pregame meal to walking over to the stadium to listening to headphones to walking around the stadium to ducking off and praying to doing whatever to
right,
set your mind for at kickoff time. We knew it was time for battle.
right.
And
Absolutely.
no matter what happened, we knew Friday had a speech for every
Every time,
He
every
definitely had
time.
a speech.
And
somebody
it,
had offended him, and because they have offended him, we better destroy them.
hey
I
man,
remember at Cherokee, we were about to lose at
yeah,
halftime that year. Vaishon might remember we were about to lose. I wasn't playing because I got hurt in the North Cobb game.
Okay.
This is funny. Coach Wood comes over and say, "See, you're not playing. You're about to make us lose the game." And I'm saying to myself, "Dude, I'm hurt. What are you talking about?"
Right.
And
Right.
then Coach Friday comes back after halftime and he said, "They wouldn't even sell me a
me a
sneaker
Snickers.
or a Coke."
he
And that right
used
kind
he
of
used that one on us too.
that right there united fire up on our team. And I think we went out in the second half and blew the game out by 30 points, and they didn't score anything.
Dude was special, man. There's nobody in this world that you know that can get everybody in the room holding hands, everybody, you know, grown men crying, you know what I'm saying? And even the worst of the worst guys, that joker had them guys crying too. And how you ready to go through the wall, go run through a wall for him every night, every Friday night.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he showed 100% that he cared more about you than the game.
Absolutely.
It was
Right.
more about who you were going to be, how are you going to develop, and to be somebody. It stood for more than anything. Dealing with Ben Wilkins, we used to touch it every time we go, but he pumped it into us. You
Yeah.
got to be more than a football player. You
Yeah.
got to be greater than what they want you to be. And I think that instillment from him made us all play hard, made us play
Yeah.
for him.
It did.
Because he
It
was
made
more Ben Wilkins.
yeah. And it made
Friday was the Ben Wilkins.
yeah.
He's
And we talked about that a little bit with Coach Gatewood on the first episode that you know, if you ever wanted to get a model of what a real family man, just a good man is, it was him. And he always let you know you belong to him and you represent him no matter what you was doing.
yeah.
Because he took time to put into your life and he cared about us, loved us. And you can say, hey man, I love you, man. But if he told you, you believed him.
Yeah.
You believed him. and it just, man, it's it forever and always, man. R.I.P. Coach Friday, man. But yeah, man, there's nobody better. Nobody better.
Yeah, me and him had a special relationship even after I left Marietta High.
Yeah.
I used to call him and talk to him about certain things, and especially when I kind of got into a role model position like him, he would just encourage me and don't give up and choose those bad athletes or choose those people who nobody wants to deal with and pull them up by the coattail and
Absolutely.
show them that you care for them and watch them change and watch what they'll do for you if you put that type of energy into them. You're 100% right. So that was
Yeah.
a crazy thing for me to do, but it was what he done for me and for everybody else, which made me want to be that same type of person.
Yeah.
In a same type of man as he was, because he was dedicated to it. Everybody got picked up in
And that blazer,
that blue blazer.
that Camaro,
He
somebody pull that Camaro out.
Right.
Wasn't nobody getting in that Camaro. I think I stayed with him for about a month, and I got in there. He's like, "Go on now. I know you want to go see some girls or something. You can ride the Camaro." Man, I got in that Camaro. I was going down Spring Road, turned off a road, and I mashed the gas in the rain. That car spent the rain on me, and traffic was coming towards me. I took that car back home to Friday and said,
Right back.
I said, I don't even want to drive that car no more. You let me drive anything, but I don't want to go nowhere no more. I'm not
Right.
that car almost killed me.
Well, 10th grade, man, like I said, y'all had some heavy hitters, especially on defense.
Yeah.
What was y'all record? I know y'all went to the playoffs.
I think we went 13-1.
Okay.
Yeah, they was undefeated during the regular
Yeah.
season. They had a big win in the quarterfinals against Clark Central, which y'all went way out there. And
Yeah.
they had they had a Big Ten. I remember they had two big old tackles and stuff. I remember they always talked about they were trying to go for his ankles and stuff. And I remember Bo Davis caught that bomb. One thing I remember about that game though was the Florida game when y'all had the standoff. When you got a great picture of Friday in the middle of it.
Yeah, in the middle, holding them back.
Yeah. That was very iconic.
That was pretty cool. And like you said, that was ironic how the newspaper captured that
Right.
battle. That was
Yeah.
began. Such stellar warriors getting ready to go up against each other, and it turned into a pre-battle before
Right.
there in front of us. Because I remember I was like, Friday standing right there. I was like, should I smack somebody with this helmet?
Glad you did it.
Right.
I know.
But yeah, that picture was all over the posters they used to print out back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had that. Yeah, man, that was big time. So y'all went to the Final Four then.
Yeah, we played semifinals. We lost to Cockwood County.
Yeah.
In a heartbreaker.
In overtime with I think like 20 seconds left in the game. They were on our 5-yard line, and they did they faked the run play and dumped it over the middle to the tight end.
That ball, Tony, I remember it like it was yesterday. I in the stands, you got to think Vay was out there. That ball felt like it was in the air for 30 seconds.
I watched it because then he was not tackle anymore. But I do understand the concept. Let's get all the beef we can get in there in case they run the ball. They got to run the ball. And they should have knew. But it was a lot of different things went on in that last play where a person's supposed to be here, a person's supposed to follow the tight end.
Yeah.
So
That's
It was
that old school goal line when the defensive line just dive into the middle of the
exactly just dive in and make a pile for the linebacker and see what's going
right.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them folks had the Colquitt kind of people had them rocks and them milk jugs and would just
Taking them around.
man. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Crazy that year because if we would have won, the state championship would have been at Northcutt Stadium.
And
Yeah.
McEachern was in
And
the other semifinal. They played LaGrange. They ended up losing to LaGrange, but it could have been all Cobb County final. And that was
That's crazy.
before y'all didn't play McEachern till the next season, junior
yeah,
year.
yeah,
Yeah, so that would have been really big right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. They might have had to move that game somewhere else instead of Northcutt because it wouldn't have been seating room. It wouldn't have been
yeah,
that
that would have been nuts.
fans from everywhere because that game right there probably would have had at least 20,000 people
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
the stadium to see it.
Man,
Yeah,
that thing would have been crazy. So
yeah.
10th grade, like I say, go to the Final Four, losing a heartbreaker. So did any recruiting start when you was in the 10th grade? Anybody start showing any interest, or did that come later on?
I think by my second game in the 10th grade, I think I had like 25 schools recruiting me D1.
Okay.
Right.
The first couple ones I got was from Florida State, Florida, Georgia, I think Michigan, and Texas and Baylor.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So those were the first couple questionnaires I got.
Yeah.
At the end of my sophomore year, I probably had, I don't know, probably 50 to 70 schools, Division One, Division Two, and Division Three, at me.
Okay.
Mm.
So
So
now are you preparing yourself now? So are you like getting it? And I know this is way back when, but are you getting it like there's a possibility where I can make my dreams come true and I can go play football in college and maybe make it to the pros? Are you understanding that? Are
no,
you
I
just whatever? I'm just playing ball and just doing whatever.
I was playing ball. I was just doing whatever. It didn't matter because I was just going out there to have fun.
Yeah.
It hit me that it's a bigger part of the game.
Yeah.
Should be looking at. I should be studying film. I should really be working out. I should be doing all the things that great athletes do. But it was natural to me, so I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. I
Yeah.
didn't
Right.
show up and understand what the play was. If I
Right.
understood what the play was, I was gonna make it happen. That's
Right.
how I felt. If you put me on the field and they got the ball in the backfield and I can get back there, I'm gonna make the tackle. That
See ball, get ball.
Right. As you should. So what's the expectation going into the 11th grade? State championship?
It actually was to win the championship.
Mhm.
Because
that was the goal every year, but sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. How did y'all feel going into your 11th grade year? Like, because that's Joseph Presley's last year, his senior season, right?
Yeah, we felt like we had everything in play to where we should win a national. I mean, not a national, but we should win a state championship with ease.
Mhm.
Joseph had all the outlets where he can throw the ball. He had an offensive line that was coming back. We had a great defensive line and a nucleus that was coming back. We hadn't really lost too much, so why wouldn't we win a state championship?
Mhm.
And I think that year we lost to Clark Central.
Okay.
We went to Clark. Yeah, was it that year? No, we didn't. Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't lose to Clark Central. I thought we beat Clark Central because we played Southwest DeKalb. That's right. We played Southwest DeKalb. I don't remember who we lost to. We played Southwest DeKalb first, and then we played Clark Central, and we lost. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
We played Southwest DeKalb because the quarterback was
Mr. Carter.
Quincy Carter.
Yeah.
And I remember it was sweet for me because they talked about him oh, he's this phenomenal athlete. He can do everything. And he went on a bootleg, and I ran him down at the sideline on the bootleg and grabbed him with one hand and slammed him to the ground. And I forgot the referee. I can't remember his name. He always gave us problems. He's like, Ross, if you do that again, I'm throwing you out of the game. And I
Probably
was
Dennis Payne.
Dennis
Yeah.
Payne. I was like, how can you ask a 290-pound man with full force going to stop his body when I'm pulling and slamming? He's like,
Right.
do it again. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. I didn't and kind of walked
Dennis
off the
Payne.
field.
Yeah,
But
Dennis took some punishment, boy. Hey, he used to
Rest in
get to
peace,
it.
Dennis Payne.
Yeah,
Rest in
man.
but the game that was kind of epic my 11th grade year is when we played McKeitron. I think
Yeah.
they were
It was at McKeitron.
and we were ranked number 4, or we were ranked number 3, and they were ranked number 4. So we go to McKeitron and we go to the game, and this is the focus. We have never been this focused as a unit ever. When I say ever, we've never been that focused. So we get to the game, everybody's focused. Ain't nobody really having no conversation. Nobody's really talking. The coaches are scared because they hadn't even seen us this way ever.
Right.
They like, come on, guys, we gotta get it together. We got a big game to play. What are y'all doing? And nobody's saying anything. Everybody's just tuning them out and focusing.
Just poised and locked in. Yeah.
This is when I realized I was a good defensive tackle. I go to the line that year, and when I put my hands down, I said, Mr. Rawson, they say you're the best in the state, and we finna run the ball right over your. I said, you gonna do what? I said, you just made the worst mistake in your life. I said, you just insulted me. I said, you won't get no yards today. I can promise you that. So Jimmy Clemens, they could sweep to the other side. I ran the ball down from the backside. And from then on, I think at halftime we went in. You know how many yards they had? They had 32. I don't know if you can quote me on this, but they had less than 50 yards of offense at halftime, and they was a 400 yard team. They had less than 50 yards of offense at halftime.
Who were the linemen? Like TJ Mears or somebody? I know they had like a tackle that was like highly ranked in the state around that time. And I know his name was TJ Mears at one time.
He was on the other side. No, he was playing guard at the time.
Okay.
He was playing guard because he ended up at Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn when I was at Central Florida. But I can't think of the guy. We laugh about it now because I see him out and around Powder Springs, different areas, and I said, "Don't you regret telling me what you told me?" And he laughed. He's like, "Well, that's what my coach told me to tell you, so I was only doing what I was told."
Right. Be mad and blame on the coach.
Halftime, I was doing the tomahawk chop, and Dennis was like, do another tomahawk chop. Watch me throw this flag on you.
Dang. Dennis was after you, bro.
Yeah, he was like, you're tunting, and we don't believe in tunting. You can't do that. And I was like, yeah, whatever, Dennis. You better go on something. So we had kind of a love-hate relationship, me and Dennis, throughout the years that I played at Marietta. But that was an epic game for us. I think we beat them 40-something to 7 or 10 or something. I think they didn't score until we pulled our first team defense.
Right.
Wins are wins, and wins are great, but some of them wins feel way better than others. And especially when you dog walk them. Yeah, when you go to McKeitron and beat them, man.
And that was the first time in a while that they played. You know, they did like a home and home. I mean, it was like it ended up being like a 4-year thing.
Yeah.
You know, that started that, but that was the first year of it. And like we talked about earlier, the year before, both of y'all was semifinalists in the state. So of course, when that showed up on the schedule, it was like, yo, you know,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
a
like you
big
said,
one.
ranked 3 and 4 in the state. So that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So by the time you get done with your 11th grade season, you picture in the paper, you know, doing everything, all your recruiting and stuff. Are you narrowing down where you think you want to go to before you going into your 12th grade year?
I had already committed to Florida State.
Okay, so you was already committed.
Florida State was since my 10th grade year, I was going to visits at Florida State, and I was already committed. I was probably, if I had probably end up going to Florida State, I probably would have played 15 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think meeting Bobby Bowden was one of the coolest things that I've ever done. He reminded me of Coach Friday, but in a different sense. Like they both had perspectives for God. They both loved their athletes no matter what, and they took care of them. And just the conversation that I had one-on-one with Bobby, it was just like he made me feel like I was part of his family immediately.
Yeah.
So that was cool with me. And then on a recruiting visit, I met one of my best friends. His name is Henry Wright, and we've been friends ever since. So it was pretty cool. That year on a recruiting visit, I also ran into Travis Stroud, that played for Georgia, and
Dunwoody,
yep, Dunwoody. And we came
Dunwoody grad.
a little challenge against each other because he was saying he was the best defensive tackle in the state, and I was saying papers, you better look at the accolades. You are nothing. So I think by my senior year, I realized that I was good.
Okay.
And it started to set in because I forgot the guy who wrote it up, but Eric Zoller was #1 recruit in the state of Georgia. Mel Jackson was the #1 recruit in the state of Georgia. And I was the third #1 recruit in the state of Georgia that his paper or his magazine had wrote about, that Marietta had 3 #1 recruits in the state of Georgia in a row. So
Dang.
it was unique. And my senior year, I was supposed to be in the Super 11 on the front page of the newspaper, and then out one day on in the summer, hanging with friends, just vibing and just doing whatever. Got into a situation where the cops came. They didn't find anything on me. I left the scene, and a lady said that because they gave her some substance, she said they asked who was that guy who left, and she said Tony Rosser. So they actually took a warrant out on me for my arrest, and of course arrested me in Louisville and charged me with possession with intent to sell. But they didn't have anything on me, and they really didn't even know who I was. They were going off of what she said.
Yeah, because I remember that morning it coming out in the paper. Now this is summertime.
Yeah.
Right before school's back in. This is our freshman year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is
got railroad.
Yeah, this is our first time seeing y'all in action. You know what I'm saying? Seeing, on the everyday basis. Yeah. You know, so this is our first time being around. So going into the 9th grade, knowing we getting ready to play freshman ball, all of a sudden everybody sees that on the paper in the city of Marietta going crazy. And they painted you out that yeah, you got railroaded
You got railroaded, bro.
because it was So what tell us what came of that, because clearly we know you know things got dropped because you didn't end up, nothing ended up happening with it. You
Well,
still got to play that year, and then we'll talk about your senior year. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll go into the senior season.
so dealing with that, my lawyer and that person that actually told the cops who I was, and they giving her something. Uh, we were represented by the same lawyer
Hmm.
because she had something going on. So my lawyer called her, and she was like, "Well, they gave me this, so I just told them that it was his." So we actually went to court, and she testified that it wasn't mine, and that they gave her something because they seen me kind of flee in the scene,
Yeah.
and by fleeing the scene, they didn't know who I was. So that was the once she said that, they automatically took a warrant out. They didn't ask no questions. They didn't try to find who I was. They just took a warrant out for my arrest. And they really were not trying to arrest me when they arrested me. They were trying to wait till a game to come and arrest me after a game. So
Wow.
they really wanted to embarrass me. But it didn't work out that way because I was in Louisville, and I don't even know how they knew where I was, but I was walking around like the corner in Louisville, and they just pulled up and whipped out and said, "We know who you are. Get in the car." And I was like, "You don't even know my name." They was like, "Yeah, we do. You getting locked up." So it was it was a crazy hassle. Uh,
Wow.
Man.
by just I can't say being in the wrong place at the wrong time, but just being a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't say the hood, but just being a teenager, uh, trying to figure out some life things.
Yeah.
Uh, my friends did a lot of different stuff. And
Absolutely.
they were my friends, so of course, no matter what, I was gonna chill and hang with my friends, irregardless.
Right.
Absolutely.
Even though one of my friends said, "Man, get off and over here, man, cause you bigger than us, and you got more goals to achieve than we do. So don't be hanging around over here." And I was like, "Nah, man, everything good. Ain't nothing gonna happen." And I think I remember speaking those words, and like the next day, that's what happened.
Dang.
So I think I was forewarned to stay away from there, and I was like, "No, I'm good."
Right.
And by me saying that, the next day, it was a life lesson. I
I
know
mean,
I went
we
to, and the judge said, this is the thing he said, and I can remember to this day. He said, "If you hang with dogs, you'll catch fleas.
Mm.
So stop running with dogs."
and I get that to a certain extent, but you know, you talked about Friday earlier. Go after them athletes. Go after them kids that ain't nobody giving them no chance.
Yeah,
He talking about who you was and who you was hanging around. And then you think about you're a man of faith. Well, Jesus Christ he only hung with in the slums.
yeah,
He wasn't hanging with the church folks. He was hanging who needed it.
yeah,
And that's one thing, you nenever turn your back on your people. You only get a few. You only get a few real ones around you. Especially
yeah.
back then, man. You don't want to be them guys you was hanging with. You probably been hanging with since day one.
Oh, yeah, they were my day ones.
Right. But you made different turns. You had different opportunities. They had different opportunities, but you don't turn your back on them. But I do feel them as far as, that side of town, especially in the 90s, you didn't have to be doing nothing to get jammed up over there.
No, you didn't,
You
because
know, that was real.
they were out to, they were out to get you.
Yeah.
I remember my mom stayed over there, and then one summer I was training, so I was on MacArthur, and I was running around the circle to just train. I did like a couple laps, and
Mm,
then coming back up and on the circle, and I turned on MacArthur, and as I got closer to my mama's house, I got strip searched
right.
Mm.
for no apparent reason. The Cobra team just whipped over on me and strip searched me, and I don't even think I ever told anybody that. I felt violated
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
they were they were touching private parts and trying to do stuff that it wasn't no reason. And I was
Right.
like, bruh, like I ain't got nothing. What are you doing?
Right. And that was the problem. You didn't have nothing. That's what kept pissing them off.
Yeah.
Because
Probably
they
a
thought everybody
RoboCop.
over there was doing something, no matter what. You was
It was
over there,
probably
you was doing something.
RoboCop.
Oh,
Whoa.
it was RoboCop
Oh,
in his crew, and I was like, what in the world is going like? And I felt so offended that hey, you're in a black neighborhood. Why are you treating us like this? Uh, like what is the point? Like all you had to do was say, can you pull your pockets out? You could have patted me down. You didn't have
Right.
to search me in the middle of the street.
right. But you
Like,
living right there too.
yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
stayed
saying?
doors down.
Right. So,
They didn't care nothing about that. So,
right. And
uh,
it's crazy. That's one thing I didn't know was the planning to arrest you after a game.
yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy right there, man. Shame
And
on them.
the Marietta Daily Journal said that they wasn't even going to post it.
Wow.
They
Shame.
promised not to even put it in the paper. But then they said the Atlanta Journal Constitution was going to put it in there, so
Uh-huh.
they weren't going to be the ones not to put it in there.
Right. Well,
So
they wrote it up good. They put you out there. But like I say, everything took care of everything took care of itself. Um, I'm sure you had to go through a little embarrassment and some judgment, from people that, and I don't know, I'm just assuming, I'm sure some people jumped the gun and would just automatically took what they heard and ran with it. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
I don't think I cared. I think I was more hurt by at the time the way Dexter was treating the situation.
Mm.
Mm,
I don't think I cared about other people's opinions because at that young age, I really didn't care what nobody thought of me. I
right,
think that made me who I was because your perspective of how you looked at me and the version of what you got, I didn't care. But how Dexter snatched me from the Super 11 and pulled me from the Florida Georgia game, that hurt me more than anything. So that instance, the paper, that's what I lost. The Super 11 and the Florida Georgia game.
Which was a huge deal, especially back then, because there wasn't that many All-Star games. You had Georgia, Florida, and you had the North versus South.
and
Yeah.
that's it. Not
And,
like you do
and
now. Every county got their own All-Star game.
I mean, and Georgia,
Back
Florida
then
was
they
a
had two.
big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't even get invited to the North South. I remember going down to the North South with Fulton. Fulton Lample, he made the North South game. And I
yeah,
remember
Okay.
and hanging out with him and everybody saying, dang, how you not playing in the Georgia Florida game? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't
yeah,
have a question, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
everybody else knew that it was because of what happened that summer.
yeah.
But it wasn't because of uh the Florida Georgia people didn't want me. It was because my coach didn't put me out there like that anymore. I was spoiled goods.
Mm.
So I think that hurt me more than anything.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that senior season going into it then. So you had your episode. Did you miss any games as far as the senior season because of that?
No, I didn't even miss practice.
Okay. So you was good. But
I think
but
my senior
now
season.
let me just say this right here. So what you telling me was after what happened, you was good enough to go to practice and play in the games, but you wasn't good enough to go represent the team that you play for every week in the All-Star game. That's what
Correct.
you're telling me.
Correct.
Okay, so you didn't do nothing bad enough to miss practice.
Right.
Do nothing bad enough to, and this is before the case is even taken care of, correct?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. And Coach Friday told me, he was like, man, I had this, because that month I was staying with him, he was like, man, I had to stand up for you. I was like, what you talking about? He's like, I told Dexter, if you didn't play at Marietta, you were gonna stay with me and go to McEachern, and I was gonna become a coach at McEachern also.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Wow.
So that, I think at that, me and him had a close bond, but at that time our bond got closer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because like you said, he fought for you. You know, it's he was willing to put it on the line, literally.
Yeah.
You know, for that reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was crazy part. I think I didn't understand, and my senior year, I was a little bit more. I wasn't as focused as I was. I was a little
Okay.
bit scattered brain because
Because all the stuff that's going on and kind of questioning your head coach now
yeah,
about the way things are going, it's kind of hard. I mean, I can only imagine. Well, I can kind of understand, but you know, your head coach and you having to show up every day knowing y'all don't see eye to eye, knowing this man tried to sabotage your playing career.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. You know, you hear stories and stuff, man, but that's a tough one.
yeah.
So
I don't even know if he knows that Friday ever even told me that,
yeah,
because I never treated him any different.
Right.
I was mature enough to never treat him any different
right.
after he told me that.
But you also knew what it was coming from. Yeah,
I
yeah, I feel you.
needed me
Feel you.
more than I needed him, and that's the stance that I kind of took on that, because I was a good athlete and he was gonna need me to win.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how I looked at it. He was gonna need
Okay.
me to win. Uh,
So
could have went to any other school in the county
absolutely.
and been
And they
good.
would have did everything they could to get you over there with no issue.
Yeah, and going to
Yeah.
pre-K.
Playing immediately.
Top recruit in the state of Georgia.
Right. Yeah, for real. So 12th grade year, you're going through that mess, get to practice and everything. So what's the team? You say you're a little scatterbrained, but there's still got to be an expectation for the team that y'all got.
Well, for the first time, we got a defensive backfield that everybody runs a 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
And we got elite receivers that runs a 4-5 or better. And at that time, we had an okay offensive line, and we had a very good, decent defensive line, and we had good linebackers. So we had a great nucleus of a team, because I think the next year, the team went farther than what we went. So the whole nucleus of the team had to be good for them to go farther the next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the next year went to Final Four.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
They got blasted by Colquitt County.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
That wasn't no tight game.
I think where my senior season is, where we gave up at, and I don't think anybody knows it or anybody would say it, is after we played Roswell.
Mm.
Do you remember when they had the smoke out there? And we normally run through. But I said,
Right.
no, everybody, we're going to walk through. And so I punched through the sign, and smoke goes through the sign in my fist. And then it opens up like this. It was one of the coolest scenes on video we ever done. And we beat the team 59-3.
Damn.
The next week, Coach Wood made us walk around the field, the seniors, for 2 hours because we punched through that sign. And I think it detoured our whole team because we were like, we just did something we wanted to do, and we beat a team 59-3, and we get punished for it. So I think that's when he lost the team.
Yeah.
It
Because
was
y'all actually went and played in Alabama that season.
yeah, and
Central.
they had
Tuscaloosa.
number one. They had the number one backfield in the country,
Dennis Riddle went to University of Alabama. Yes, sir. Yeah,
and
I
we
remember.
held him to I think 60 yards rushing.
Yeah,
But they were rushing for over 300 yards. So it was pretty significant, man. We were pretty good.
yeah.
We lost the game 7-0 because offense threw an interception. They ran it back to the 3-yard line, and they ran 3 plays and they punched it in.
Now that's the season where y'all switched quarterbacks during the middle of the season.
Yeah, we had Frazier, and then we went to Steve Coleman.
Coleman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, and that's one thing where I said I should have stood up for Frazier because Frazier is like a brother to me. But
yeah,
Hell yeah.
the,
Same household, bro.
the whole team should have stood up for Frazier because he might have couldn't throw the long bomb, but he wasn't going to throw an interception. He wasn't going to make the mistakes that the younger quarterback made. It ain't nothing wrong with what Steve did. He was only doing his best as a freshman
Right.
quarterback. But he wasn't going to make some of those mistakes. Frazier
Right.
was for pause. He gonna run a little boot, throw the little naked gun, whatever. He throw the 22 Cadillac. He was gonna throw the little short passes and the screens, and then we had to go down the field off of just 10 yards at a time. That's fine because guess how Cochran County beat us my sophomore year? They beat us 10 yards at a time till they got down and threw that little pass over the top.
yeah,
Right.
They didn't throw a bomb, and I think because we were supposed to be so great, I think everybody got so impatient
yeah,
and said Frazier couldn't actually do the job. And I think as a senior, I didn't understand how leadership worked.
Right. Right.
yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But I wish I did because I would have rallied all the seniors and said, "Hey, coach, we ain't gonna play unless Frazier play. You don't put these dudes.
Yeah,
No, you let him play 2 games. We didn't lose those games. We won those games. We didn't lose them. So why would you bench him?
yeah.
Right.
He ball." That was
Yeah,
crazy.
'cause y'all had like you mentioned you did the speed and stuff. Y'all got like Courtney Freeman and
Mark
and
Matthews. We
Yeah.
had
yeah.
I think we had one more person.
Curtis Lindsey was the running back, wasn't
Yeah.
Little Smo,
Yeah.
yeah,
So we had a good nucleus of athletes on offense that
yeah.
could
Plenty
have
of
got
weapons.
the job done.
Greg Daniels.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. It was a lot of good guys over there. And I think out of all of us, I think we just lost confidence after a while.
yeah,
Even Willer, even in the Willer game, we were beating Willer. We were destroying Willer in that playoff game. In the second half, I I don't think nobody wanted to play anymore. I mean, that's my assumption because we just did what we did in the first half. In the second half, we just laid flat.
Tony.
Yeah.
Now, we were very familiar with them Wheeler boys because you remember we used to go to Coach's Corner
Oh
with
yeah.
Coach Shoemaker and Bobby Langford.
Yeah.
So Wheeler quarterback that year were Brandon Shaw, who went to Georgia Tech.
Exactly.
And they had running back was named Tony Miles or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
And Byron Capers. Oh, did he graduate the year before that?
Graduated the year before. He went to Florida State. So
Okay. So I remember those days because I remember like Coach's Corner, especially Coach's Corner, because we went every week.
yeah.
And it was like we was going there with these cats that was North Cobb or whoever, And it was crazy because it was like we had like this weird community thing where we was actually cool with the players from the other schools. Like we see them at coach's corner, and then the next week you playing against them.
It was. That was funny. Coach's corner was a good thing.
Yeah.
Bobby Langford, alert punt.
Bobby be on your sideline first half, second half be on the other
Be over there at the other team, yeah,
Yeah.
with those shorts on, with those coaching shorts.
Bobby was a funny guy, but Bobby was a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
Who took when nobody else would take us to Florida State, Bobby would be the one pick you up at 6:00 in the morning, make it to the Florida State game, and
Right.
we check in and just go in and have a good time. And so Bobby I was pretty cool with Bobby.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, Bobby was a good guy. I think he ended up going to be the chaplain at Florida State for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's big time.
And then after leaving Florida State, he ended up working for Rick at the University of Georgia for a while too.
Oh, I wasn't aware of all that.
Yeah, Bobby believed in what he believed in. He believed in God, and he believed in great athletes, and he believed that great athletes should know who God is,
I
because
mean, remember we used to be at the Bible studies at the Hunters. We had a little crew. You remember with Cedric Gorman, Big Lord. We called Big Lord Wimpy.
It was me, it was a lot of us, but those were just good times where we got to study the Bible, we got to eat good, we got to laugh, we got to joke. It was part of a bigger community where we just had fun. So those days that I remember playing basketball until it was time, and the one time David and Cedric, they weren't even playing basketball. They were playing football, basketball. They were just running into each other, going at the goal. And everybody was just standing there. They was like, y'all gonna do something? I was like, I'm not getting in there. But those was just good old days that, you learn to appreciate back on now.
Yeah.
Right.
Older, like some of the things you grew up on and the memories that you have gathered. Marietta was a great place.
Yeah.
Down. The culture of football is excellent. And I think to this day, it has to get back to where it was.
Yeah.
I think I'm not throwing Marietta out there, but it don't have the same luster as it used to have.
I definitely don't have the
Different.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still take pride, and when you talk about football and high school football, do you still take pride when you tell people you play for Marietta?
I ain't gonna let nobody talk about Marietta. It's gonna be a fight.
Right.
It's gonna be an absolutely fight. Who is it? Steve Goper. He always say, if we'd have played y'all, we'd have did such and such. I say, Steve.
Man, we would beat the brakes out Marcus Larry and Hakeem Batiste and all them. Shout out Stephen Goldberg though. That's my guy right there. But yeah, man, all them go Marlon and Caples and all they came from Marietta.
They dad and mom went to Marietta.
Right.
Yeah.
They moved to the area and they played over there. I was like, man, y'all supposed to be in Marietta anyway. That's why I tell them, I'm joking. I was like, but if you'd have came to Marietta, you might not have been able to play.
Right. You're right. Not they wouldn't have been I don't know, controversial, but they wouldn't have been what they was over there.
No. But I don't know if they could have beat Eric Chisholm out. And I don't know if they could have beat Vayshawn out. And I don't know. They couldn't have beat Mel out. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, they probably would have found somewhere for them to play. But
right, well, I feel you on that. Yeah,
it was some some special athletes that I got to play with.
Right.
To know that I respect highly, like Larry, your brother Vayshawn. Like he was just a cool guy. I wanted Vayshawn to go to the Buffaloes so bad because I seen letters from Colorado for him, and I would say, Vayshawn, you gotta go get your letters in there. He got them in there from Colorado because I used to be able to go in there and pick my letters up, but some people couldn't go in there and get their letters. So I'd be like, hey, y'all know y'all got letters in there. And then when they go to the office, say, Coach, we got some letters. No, who told you got letters?
Yeah, I unfortunately, me and Vay talk about that stuff a lot, back the whole recruiting process, man, and not throw nobody under the bus, but and I ain't just hear that from Vay. I hear a lot of stories of
you've heard that story from a lot of different
yeah,
sources.
yeah, which is very unfortunate because you playing with people's lives and stuff,
Right.
man.
And
Don't know
livelihood.
what could have been.
Right.
You could have changed a lot of lives, and a lot of those guys probably wouldn't have never became who they were, or they could have been greater things because they would have went off to college and made careers. You never know if they would have made it to that next level because you never know the drive of somebody. Look,
Right.
look at Hicks. He walked on at Auburn and started for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
But you never know what motivates somebody too.
Yeah.
Right.
And he could have been that letter and that pat on the back and saying, congratulations, man, you're really doing something out there. These guys are looking at you.
Yeah.
That could have been all one person needed to fully buy in and leave this and this alone and go straight here. And that's a sad part that you'll never know because that person didn't take the time to find out. And that's part of coaching too, especially in high school, man.
Yeah, because high school is you got everybody's career in your hand. And there are gonna be bad apples and there are gonna be bad seeds and there are gonna be people that just don't live up to what they supposed to live up to.
But you know what? They deserve a chance too.
Yeah, you have to give a kid the opportunity.
Because they kids.
Yeah, because if you don't give them opportunity, you take away their dreams. And once you take a child's dream away, then you're actually punishing the child.
And what's the real for anyway?
Yeah. So I don't think he understood that till he got to his next place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Well, hopefully he did. Hopefully he did. You know, it's sad to hear, and it's a damn shame that did happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, real quick, Tony. I know we're talking football.
Yeah.
But let's briefly go over this track thing because winning the state championship and the shot put and stuff is a huge deal, my man. And I know I was out there with you. I know we talked Coach Gatewood before on the phone because he was out there coaching us. The shot put and discus. But what exactly? I know my understanding you won state your senior year. What about so? What exactly was your accolades with the shot put and discus in high school?
I think in the disc, I think I ended up throwing like 172, 173. I made it to state, and I was kind of pissed because I had 3 or 4 discs, and they had weighed in Tennessee.
Right.
Tennessee, they weighed in at the University of Georgia. They weighed in at Georgia Tech. They weighed in everywhere I've been. And when I get to state, they say none of my discs weigh in.
What?
So they disqualify all my discs. So I'm out there frustrated trying to throw with somebody else's disc that I ain't never threw with. And I think I end up coming in like 4th place when I could have easily came in 1st place. So by that time, Coach Gatewood, he was trying to calm me down. He was like, calm down, Tony, calm down. So I think I ran like 200 yards and I was skipping and jumping. And I was aggressively hyped. And by the time we got over the shot put and it got my turn, I think I just threw almost 60. I threw almost 60 feet or whatever it was immediately. So my first throw, I won the state championship. And I thought it was unfair that Southwest DeKalb coach and other coaches were out there marking instead of state officials because I felt like
Yeah.
they were cheating me because they wasn't marking where the ball was actually falling. They would come up like maybe like a half a foot or a foot. And I'm like, Coach K Wood, look what they doing. Look what so I was very mad, but I ended up winning state and came in fourth and I made it Atlanta Track Club. Uh and I actually got some offers in track that year, but football took precedent over everything. And
I
Yeah.
I ended
I
up
remember
go ahead.
Walton Walton had two good shot putters, Chuklis and Shapiro, and they was some 50+ guys, but they wasn't touching your throws. And I remember the ball headed one was Mike Chuklis, and he used to come to me and he's like, I hate Rosser, and not really hate you, but he just like we can't beat them. And they'll throw like 51 or something, and you throw like 55, and that'd be like first, second, and third at the invitation we're at or something, and it's like you done beat them by 3 or 4 feet.
So, real quick, get close here to wrapping it up. But know you already had an amazing career in Marietta, big time name. Everybody knows when you talk about football from back then, knew about Tony Rosser. Um, came close. Know that, like I said, senior season was a letdown due to this and that. But so you signed to Florida State.
Yeah.
Where do we go? Where do we go after we leave Marietta? After we graduated, Marietta High's over with.
Okay,
Where did your football career take you after that?
I went to Jones Junior College
Mm-hmm.
and played there for 2 years. And I had an opportunity to go back to Florida State or go to Oklahoma State or go to Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State, I was playing a school called Colleen, and it was the offensive tackle, or it was me that Florida State was going to take. And I remember the center said, because I was destroying the tackle trap, and the center said, my coach told us to hurt you. We don't want to hurt you. So slow down so we don't have to hurt you. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm eating because I'm trying to go to Florida State. I'm trying to get this last scholarship. And probably like 4 plays later, they high-load me and I almost blew out my knee and my ankle at the same time.
Dang, they chop blocked you.
Yep. So I couldn't go back in the game. So I think that gave him the heads up. So he ended up going to Florida State. So
Dang.
Henry was going to go to Central Florida with me. So I chose to go to Central Florida instead of going to Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Regrets is I probably should have went to Oklahoma State, being a defensive tackle, because I would have played against more run teams. Going to
Okay.
we was an independence, and we played a lot of good teams. We played Nebraska, we played Auburn, we played Ole Miss, we played Mississippi State, we played South Carolina, we played an array of teams, but it still wasn't. A lot of those teams actually threw the ball more than they ran the ball, and I was more of a run stopper versus
Right.
pass rusher. So I mean, I did excellent those games because big on big, you're not gonna beat me. But when we played the schools from the MAC, which has the little small linemen, like 6'4", 250 pounds, you gonna lie, they were just moving a little quicker than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle, and then I had an opportunity to go to NFL Europe after that, and I played a little arena ball, and I played some semi-pro, and after that, I kind of had a chance to go to a combine, and I kind of gave up. I said, I'm tired of trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the moment when I said I was tired of trying, that's when I should have been really trying because I had made my mark because I played against somebody and semi-pro, and I was playing offensive tackle. No, I was playing offensive guard, so I had switched. I was playing defense and offense, and that's when I understood what going all the way back to high school. I should have been playing a little offensive line too,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to, but uh, even at Central Florida, uh, Gene McDowell was my coach, and when I got there, he came in. He said, "Hey, we want you to play offense. We want you to play center." And they said, "We promise you, if you learn how to play center correctly, in 3 years you'll be all pro. That's how good you are." So that was a business decision for me then, but I didn't understand what type of business decision it was for me because I felt like I was alone. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
for myself, I want to play defense. That's what I'm
Yeah.
used to playing. And I stuck to my guns and I wanted to play defense. I still had an opportunity, but back then I was like, I don't want to go to Germany. I don't want to go to Europe. What is going
Right.
on? I'm not going over there. Still not understanding, like, he's still making bad business decisions.
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of chose to stay away from there. And a lot of my friends that went there, probably like 3 or 4 of my friends on my team, they ended up playing in the NFL for 6 or 7 years. One played for 14 years. So I was the one that made the bad business decision twice in a row when I had an opportunity where I could have completed all my goals.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of hurt me for a while. Like I was kind of lost. And then I had a friend getting into track now. I had a friend say, "Hey man, you was a good shot putter. You was a good discus thrower. Do you know how to teach javelin? Do you know how to teach the hammer or the weight?" And I was like, I can learn how to do anything. So he was like, this was at Chattahoochee Tech, and he was like, "Well, just come over and see the kids that we're working with because we don't know how to do it, and see what happens." So I go over, start working with the kids, and it was like God shined a light on me,
Yeah.
a beam, like, oh, I was like, I felt so revived. I felt so alive for the first time since football was over. And because I was doing something that became natural, I was
Right.
teaching kids and helping kids achieve more than just a goal in track and field. I was helping them become better women and better men and affecting their lives, kind of just like Coach Friday.
Right.
Uh, I probably don't coached over 200, 300 kids, and every now and then I get them reach out, "Hey, coach, how you doing, man? I appreciate you, man. What
Yeah.
you me, what you said, the lessons I learned." I got a couple head coaches in track and field, and they be like, "Man, I wouldn't be this without you." And they'll call and chop it up and say, "Coach, what do you do about this? What do you do about this? Tell me how to handle this kid. Tell me what's going on." And even every coaching staff I've coached on. So I coached at Chattahoochee Tech. I coached at Jackson State. I coached at Mississippi Valley. And the last place I coached is at Kaiser University. And right now it's a school in North Georgia. I think me and my friend that asked me to actually take the job with him at Chattahoochee Tech. If everything work out, we'll be coaching up in North Georgia.
Nice. Nice. That's
So
good to hear, man. Good to
I
hear.
wanted to get into football at Marietta this year, but it didn't work out. And I thought it really would, but
Wow.
it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I
Is that
applied.
because of the coaching change or
It was well. I was kind of approached a little bit by somebody that said they knew the coach and the coach kind of knew who I was and he would like the opportunity for me to come and work for him and I would be a good fit. But then when I kind of reached out with the situation, nothing ever happened with it. So I
wow.
was, well, God, no matter how I thought it was meant, it ain't meant yet. Not
Yeah.
saying that I won't ever coach at Marietta, but my idea on high school kids and college kids, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like the parents. In college, I don't have to deal with parents.
Right. Nah, indeed that. Yeah.
High school, I got to deal with them because they can come up and be all in your face and want to have conference calls and all this. In college, I'm dealing with your child, so I have the first opportunity now that I have became after a season or after half a season, I am their new parent.
Right.
So I get to teach them mannerisms, ethics, morals if they didn't have it. I get to teach them about who God is. Before we start practice, we're going to pray. Before we compete, we're going to pray. And we're going to give praise and honor to God because that's the head of my life. So if it's the head of my life and you're a part of my family, it's going to be part of your family. So what's for my household is for yours also. So I think a lot of kids have really developed I know even college football players. I got to talk to a lot of different of them because they're like, Coach, man, we know you was a pretty good football player. So tell me what I'm supposed to do right here. Watch me. Tell me what I got to do different. So I still talk to a couple guys now. That's actually playing for some big 10 schools and different things. And they'll call every night, Coach, watch my feet, watch my film, watch my hands. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I just want your perspective. I know my coach gonna tell me, but I want to know what you know. I'm like, you gotta watch what you're doing. You're taking an overstep, or you're not stepping right. Your
Right.
hand, you're turning your shoulders too fast. And they were like, okay, coach, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna try to work on it. So even with track, I still help kids that I don't even coach no more. I got a athlete in Bermuda that I've been coaching since 2020, and now she's a pro athlete. So when she comes back to the States, me and her work together for like 2 weeks out of the year, and
Okay.
we go through hardcore training. And probably if she keeps doing what she's supposed to do, she might be in this next Olympics. So that's pretty sweet to know that I had something to do with a girl making to the Olympics in discus because
Yeah.
she believed in herself
That's what's
and
up.
put that in her that, hey, no matter what nobody think, you got to believe in yourself first. You
Right.
got
Right.
to every situation down because this thing is bigger than you. You're doing this for your parents. You're doing this for your country. You're doing this most of all. You're doing this for yourself.
Right.
So she PR'd the other day, which is a personal best. She threw 52 meters. When I had her in college, she threw 49. So the other day she threw 52, and she has to throw 55 for her to go to the Olympics. So
To qualify to yeah.
years away
So
from
you're almost there.
so we're 2.5 meters away from qualifying for the Olympics, which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
what a
Absolutely.
year it'll be the Olympics, so she get to go to the Carifter Games and perform for the first time, and she's being sponsored by Bermuda again, and it's pretty cool to know that you had something to do with somebody's career that can go to the next level.
Right.
But
That's what's up, man. Well,
it
listen,
all
man.
it all
Go ahead.
started. Go ahead. It all started to say back when that lady came in Mr. Baker's office and said, "I'm a help."
Yeah.
Uh, I think it changed my perspective as far as grades.
Right.
Uh, Never was a dummy. I just didn't know how to learn. And she taught me how to learn in a different way. So it was easy after that. Everything became so easy, even to now. Uh, I study. Like, I believe if you're not evolving, then you don't exist. I
Right.
believe that you should learn at least one thing new every single day for you to evolve because uh, otherwise you just existing. You're
Right.
Right.
wasting, you're wasting time to leave this earth. and you're supposed to be doing more while you're here. You're
Right.
supposed to be helping. You're supposed to be loving. You're supposed to be caring. I know my number one quote is now it's two of them. Is faith over fear.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people fear instead of faith, so it's faith over fear. And if you understand that, it's showing mercy and grace because it's given to us freely. But how often do we give it to other people?
Mm,
It's a
that
hard
part.
pass to pass out. God gives it to you freely every single day, but you have a problem giving it to the next person when it's given to you freely. That person that shoots you a bird, that person that cuss you out for no reason, the person that cuts you off in a car, the person that says the dumbest thing to you and insults you, or you could just say, God bless you, brother. But
Right.
but you go off and be belligerent just like they are because that's the first thing that come to your mind. Oh, you did it to me, I'm gonna do it to you. But I think mercy and grace is some of the sweetest things that a person can actually know. And I got to do uh Miss Hunter's eulogy. So not
Yeah.
it's crazy thing because I did my mother's eulogy and I did my second mother's eulogy.
Mm. Wow.
And I realized the significance of those two women in the raising of me. It was to show me compassion and love and understanding. But the other side was Mr. Hunter to show me how to be a man in a sense of what a man's supposed to be because I didn't have that father figure in my life constantly. So he became that father figure for me to show me, hey, don't quit. No matter what happens, stand up for what's right. Uh, take it across the chin and smile about it. Never let somebody see you cry. If you're compassionate about something, show that you're compassionate about it and love family. So I think that's why, when I say God gave me the best of both worlds, he gave me two moms so I could see the world in from two different eyesights. I can see the world from black. I can see the world from white. And then he sent me to college to see the world from everybody because that's the first time I started to see every nationality. Like the University of Central Florida hosts some of the most dynamic and diverse groups and cultures in the world because everybody comes there. So you get to meet everybody: the Philippines, South Africa, Korea, Japan, uh, Brazil. You get to meet people from everywhere. Cuba, Haiti, Mexico. So it's nobody that you don't constantly run into. And I think he was trying to show me, like, hey, everybody is the same until they show you that they're not the same. And
Mm.
at that point, it's up to you to show them grace and mercy or act the way you shouldn't act and then regret it later.
Deep right there.
Perhaps on that.
Yeah. Hey man, you ain't about to take up offering, are you?
Hey, I I wouldn't be like the regular pastor. That's if you want to give some offering, that's
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I got some baskets around here. But hey, seriously though, man, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Me and Larry talk about it all the time. This is our third episode of doing the Marietta Football Legends. We had a short list that we made of guys that we knew we wanted to get on here first. You was on there. And yeah, man, and you are Marietta Football Legend, man. And like I say, it's been an honor to have you on here, talk to you, chop it up with you, and we appreciate you, bro.
man. I appreciate y'all for even thinking of me as a legend. Uh, I had to even uh consult with myself and consult with God. Like, hey, am I am I really what they saying I am? That's big for anybody to even say that or think that of you. So Man, I appreciate the accolade. Because
Absolutely, man. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Tony,
Yep.
of course, coming up in the Hunters household, man, I definitely looked up to you. And again, I part of the reason why I wore 55 when I came up in high school was because of you. So I don't know if I ever told you that, but
that's pretty big. It hit me right here. I didn't even know that, but it hit the heart.
and shout out to the Hunters. Of course, Miss Nancy was like my heart. Mr. Hunt Pokey, that's my guy, and all the way from Fraser, Holly, Mitch, Missy, the whole clan, man. So the whole crew. So
that's
shout out to the Hunters, man. But again, Tony, again, appreciate your time, man, and doing this for us and telling your story, being open, honest about everything, man.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely. Hey, man. Once again, it's been Welcome to Wrestling, but it's been Marietta football legend with 55, Tony Rosser. We'll be back and see you again soon. Welcome to Wrestling, Marietta football legends, baby.
Welcome to Wrestling.
God bless you.
Welcome to Wrestling, Shady Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinger splash straight to the face. I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Shady Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't see it.